So today I want to talk about life purpose, like whether this is a real thing or not, or if you should have one or not. And as always, I want to speak from my own experience and what I see in other people. And also, I want to talk about nuances and layers and how to find your own way to your own truth in this area and how to navigate towards this truth, because I don't think that this thing is black and white. Okay, life purpose. Like for me, it's always been the case that I felt like I do have a life purpose, and it felt right to me to believe that I do have a life purpose. And how I know that it is right for me is that it puts me back into my body. I'm feeling centered when I think about having a life purpose, and I feel like I'm in myself, and that's somewhere out there. But I also know a lot of people that do not feel like they do have a life purpose, and it feels very natural to them. So that's like a first nuance. Like, this is really not something that you can just look at someone else and be like, this is the truth. You have to find it for yourself. And there are two different aspects of life purpose I want to talk about in this video. The kind of the positive side and the kind of shady side about it. And I think they're both really important to see to navigate your own way. So let's start with the positive side. I think the positive side of having a life purpose is that it does give you a sense of meaning in your life, and you feel like, if you really feel in alignment with your life purpose, you feel much more centered. And I think it's much easier to take certain like aspects of your life that might be harder or darker. If you feel like there's like direction and it matters, like what you do matters, and it's not just everything is meaningless. But this might not be true for you, so check in with yourself, not just take what I say. For me, I've played around with not having a life purpose for a while, just checking in with how would it feel like if I would just believe that nothing in life really matters and there's like no path and I'm just doing whatever I want. And it just didn't sit right with me. It felt depressive for me. Just didn't sit right. So that's why I feel like this is the right thing for me. And I think it's probably the right thing for many people. But now I want to come to the other side of it, more like the dark side of it. So what I've noticed is that this natural thing of just feeling like this is what you're supposed to be in this world, like the life purpose that just comes out of you without you having to think about it or having to book a coaching program to find out about it, just you being you. This is turned into a pattern of culture, of society, and then it's used often against people without them even noticing that it's being used against them. And this might be completely unconscious, I'm not sure. But what I notice is that this idea of having a life purpose can be and is often turned into a society pattern that is like, you should have a life purpose, instead of you're just having a life purpose, like you're just feeling it. And that creates a lot of pressure, especially when you're one of those people who are not really sure about having a life purpose in the first place. It's just like, it can feel very, very shady. And I feel like a lot of the coaching industry is based on that idea that you need to save the world. You need to have a life purpose. You need to be the one that changes everything. And you have to be so unique and so different. And if you feel into the texture of this, it feels really heavy and restricted, and as if this life purpose, is the only thing that ever matters in your life, and you're not supposed to be free and do whatever you want to do. So that what I see more as the negative side of the life purpose thing. So it starts with, strange New Year's resolutions. Sorry, some words are just hard. And it's creeps in. Maybe you have a life purpose and you feel it, and then you get in touch with this pattern in society that tells you, yes, you should have a life purpose. And then it slowly can turn from this huge, meaningful, and free thing that you are into this restricted thing that actually tells you who you should be, instead of you being the source of your own understanding about what life purpose means for you. And it's also, there's certain like areas where your life purpose is supposed to be. When you look at the pattern, it's like it should be, you should create your own business, or you should be, changing the world. You should do something about the environment. Not saying that anything of this is wrong. Like it's all very, very right and good, but it makes life purpose a very specific thing that might not be true for you. Maybe your life purpose is sitting in the garden and enjoying the sun and that's it, or a very close person of mine knows their life purpose very well, and it's being kind to other people. It's very simple. It's not like this big thing. So I want to do this video to remind you that you know best what your life purpose actually is, and how to feel. It's more like a felt sense, and to really tune into feeling the difference between what naturally comes from you and that puts you in your body and lets you feel centered and alive, and like that's like it gives your life a more like softer and fuller texture. That's what a purpose is supposed to do for you, and maybe some direction, but it's not supposed to stress you out and make you feel bad when you haven't achieved enough in this month. If it's going into this direction, something is potentially off, and maybe it would be good to look into the kind of darker aspects of this life purpose thing, and how it can be used against us, and how it can become this like abstract thing of shoulding. And if there's like the should in it, like you should have a life purpose, or you should have it figured out by now, or you should be like further along the way, that's where I would really look at where you've picked up stuff from your society, your environment, the people around you that might not be yours. And maybe then it's important to kind of step back a little bit from the life purpose thing. Okay, I hope this makes sense. I am offering coaching sessions around all kinds of topics, like I'm offering care and support and clarity for you, good questions. I'm offering my coaching sessions right now at a pretty low price because I'm reopening my coaching practice that I haven't really worked with in about 2 years. So I'm starting slow. If you want to have a session with me, just look at the information and you can just schedule something with me. It's very individual and very intuitive and very based on what you actually need instead of all those rules. Okay, love you very much. Follow me along for more content like that, and see you soon.